I'm really excited to be presenting the Service Cloud this morning because indeed, Mark, that's a product that is dear to my heart. And actually, it's the opportunity to share my onboarding process after the acquisition by Mark Benioff. So Mark acquired my company 5 years ago. And about 2 weeks after the acquisition, he called me at home. It was a Sunday morning. And the conversation was pretty much, hello, this is Mark. I want you to launch your product on stage in a month. Have a great weekend. And that's basically the way I was welcomed into Salesforce. And 5 years later, Service Cloud has been the fastest growing product ever at Salesforce. It's today the leader in the customer engagement center category. It's a leader in its space. And it has been an amazing ride. But the reason why this product is a leader is really about you. It's really about our customers. It's really about the value our customers are getting every day from the Service Cloud. And our customers are all sizes of company. We introduced 2 years ago a smaller version of the Service Cloud for the SMBs, Desk.com. And we see companies of 5 agents, 10 agents, 20 agents running on Desk.com. We expanded the Service Cloud to power the largest call center in the industry. We have today the largest B2C, B2B company running their customer service every day on the Service Cloud. Companies like HP, Nissan, Cisco running on the Service Cloud. And what strikes me when I talk to those customers who made the switch from existing on-premise solution to the Service Cloud is how the agility of the solution that enables them to deliver business value. In fact, our customers experience today with the Service Cloud more than 37% increase in customer satisfaction in average. That's real value. Now we're here today not to talk about the past, we're here today to talk about the future, and we're here today to talk about Salesforce One. And Salesforce One brings the Service Cloud to a whole new level. Salesforce One brings the Service Cloud to the future. Because Service Cloud, in the internet of customers, every customer needs service. And Service Cloud is now a platform. What does it mean? Well, it means you can serve customers anytime and anywhere. You can embed your service in every mobile app. You can embed your service process within every product. And because it leverages all the existing technology we put in the past 5 years into Service Cloud, you can leverage and you solve cases faster thanks to the amazing power of the solution and the collaboration that we built into the Service Cloud. And because it's a platform, well, we leverage our ecosystem of 2,000 AppExchange partners. You saw ServiceMax in action during the Parker's demo. And all those technology just make the Service Cloud even better. But there's more. As you know, we deliver 3 releases a year. And those 3 releases are really driven with your feedback, with what you ask us to build, in addition to the amazing innovation we're bringing with Salesforce One. And past 3 releases, just in 12 months, we retired more than 200,000 points from our ID Exchange. Our ID Exchange is our ideation platform. It's where our customer votes. They ask us, bring those technologies to life, and we just listen to them, and we look at what are the most voted IDs, and we put that into our products. Well, just in the past 12 months, we returned to you 200,000 points of IDs, and among the very top, it's all about mobile. You're asking us for a better service on your mobile device. So we delivered mobile knowledge, we delivered mobile communities, and we delivered mobile chat, in addition to a whole new mobile SDK that enables you to plug the service at the heart of your mobile applications. But more than slides, I'd like to show you the Service Cloud in action. And actually, today we have an amazing demonstration, which is a day in the life of an ultrasound engineer using a Philips machine. And ideally, we would have loved to all together go to the UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, but we are kind of a big group, so we decided today to bring the hospital to you. So please welcome Jessica, our ultrasound engineer at the UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital room. Hello, Jessica. How are you? So Jessica is on stage using the latest and greatest technology from Philips. This machine is called the EPIC 7. So I don't know what's your experience with ultrasound machine? The last time I went to an ultrasound room, it was my wife and I just learned we were having twins. And the picture was kind of fuzzy. It was very hard to know what was happening. It was like this gray stack of layers. And you can see today, here you have a video recording of heart beating. And not only it's in color, but what's really, really cool, look at this, you can turn around. It's 3D. You can just look at the back of your heart. You can look inside your heart. That's what the latest technology from Philips delivers. But wait, there is a problem here. The screen froze. So don't panic. No need to call 911. This is just a frozen screen. This is not someone having a heart attack on stage. The screen is frozen. So Jessica, what's happening? Seems you're having a problem with the EPIC 7 and the video stream on the screen. So these are the situations where, like Mark said, I would love to have a button I can press and get connected to service. Where is my support button? Where's the button I could have on my camera, on my car? When I have a problem, I just press it and I just get connected to service. Well, that's what Philips did. Philips just, and we're going to zoom on it, at the very front of the machine. Look at that. How cool is that? Look at that. It says, if the camera can focus, it says support. Actually, it's a support button at the very front of the machine. Philips put the support button inside the front panel of the machine. And when Jessica pressed the support button, what happens? Well, the machine switched into support mode. And now the EPIC 7 is connected to Salesforce1 new customer platform. The support is running right inside the heart of the ultrasound machine. And there is two modes. One is self-monitoring. You can see here the machine running in monitoring mode. So for example, it's pretty warm. We 15,000 of us in this room, so the machine is heating up a little, and you can see there is a warning on the temperature. And automatically, the machine is going to log tickets with the customer service. So Philips can dispatch a technician or call and tell them there is a problem. There is another mode called request support, where from the machine, thanks to Salesforce1 new customer platform, you can file a ticket. You can just log your problems. You can collaborate. You can communicate with Salesforce communities of engineers. How cool is that? So Jessica is submitting that button. And what's happening at Philips? What's happening in Philips customer service right now? Well, you have a look at the Service Cloud console in the service call center, and you can see that in this new world of customer service, tickets are coming from multiple channels. You have the phone, you have the email, you have the communities, and now you have the machines. Because in this new world of customer service, the machines are one of your channels. So let's look at the ticket. Let's click on the ticket that Jessica just opened. Here you're looking at the ticket. A ticket in Salesforce Service Cloud is a feed. You see the history. Right now, there's only one thing in the feed, which is just open. And on the right-hand side, you have the knowledge base. And this knowledge base is pushing proactively articles that are the most relevant for that particular problems, that particular machine. And the very top article is actually how to push a firmware to the EPIC 7. And you can see a knowledge article is content-rich. You have all the screen-by-screen steps to solve your problem. You have the video that explains how to service the machine. But right now, what we want to do is to check the machine. And because the Service Cloud console is a framework, you can embed Philips tools to remotely connect with the machine. You see, I just click on diagnostics, and now I am connected to the machine. But you know, at some point, the screen starts to be kind of cramped, and you don't have enough space to deliver the service. Well, in the last release of Service Cloud, what we did was to enable multi-screen support. Now you can plug multiple monitors, bring your console across two screens, and you'll see that if I click, for example, on the remote control button here, it basically notifies the other screens and push into the feed all the actions I'm doing remotely with the machine. So now Service Cloud can run on multiple screens. As you can see, everything's fine with the machine. So there is nothing I can do from the call center because all the parameters are green. Everything seems to be running just fine. So that's the point where I need to do something else, which is to dispatch a technician. Well, thanks to Salesforce1 customer platform, we created an action, a custom action called Assign Agents. And when I click on Assign Agents, I'm pushed with a map. What is this map? So you can see there is a warning sign in orange. That's me. Actually, I'm the warning sign. You can see now the room here, and you can see the stage. That's where everything is happening. And my closest agent is called Alex, and Alex is about quarter miles away. So let's assign Alex to the case, and let's have Alex take the ticket and try to solve the problem. Now, how do you reach technicians in a hospital? You call them on their cell phone? Well, the very first thing you ask when you step into a hospital is to switch off your cell phone. So it's not really the best way. Well, today we have our Philips technician that is notified through his Google Glass. Please welcome Alex. Alex is wearing Google glasses. And you can see me here through his glasses. You see, I'm here on stage. And you can see what Alex sees through his glasses. And you can see that thanks to Salesforce1 new customer platform, we can run Salesforce in the Google Glass. So you see on the little pip what Alex sees through the glass. And Alex just got notified of the ticket, and now he's going to browse with his finger the ticket, and he's going to basically walk you through all the ticket information you can see in the console in a glass form factor. It's possible because we're running on a platform. So now the platform delivers information in a very different connected device called Google Glass. So Alex is going to take the ticket. He's told where to go through his glasses. He's going to step on stage. And as a good technician, Alex knows all the dirty little secret of the Epic 7. In particular, there is a little trap at the bottom. See here? You need to be a technician to know about that.
OK, Glass. Take a picture.
So Alex is taking a picture of what's happening inside the trap. And because the glass is connected to Salesforce1, the picture is going to automatically appear into the ticket history. You can see here, the agent in the call center sees the picture. So the agent can start acting, but also it's stored as part of the record. So everybody knows about the history of this problem. Now, looking at this picture, it seems that when we move the machine on stage, something got loose into that little trap. So the technician in the call center is going to start collaborating with the agent on his glass through an amazing co-browsing technology we acquired about a year ago, a company called GoInstant that enables you to co-browse with any types of mobile device. Well, today we're going to co-browse with the Google Glass. The technician is going to open a schematic, share it with the Google Glass, and start drawing what needs to happen in that particular area of the device. You can see what Alex sees through his glasses, and tell him you need to replug that cable here, and Alex is going to do just that right now. And let's see what happens on the main screen of the machine. So is the heart beating again, Alex? Well, congrats. Tickets closed. Congratulations to Alex and Jessica for an amazing demo. And I like to end up this demonstration by saying that my heart has always been beating for Service Cloud. Thank you, everybody. And back to you, Mark.